Welcome back. In this video, we will deep dive into the grep command, undoubtedly the most widely used command in the Linux. The grep command stands for Global Regular Expression Print. Grep command filters the content of a file, which makes our search easy. Before proceeding further, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to check out my channel for more interesting videos related to WebLogic administration and SOA development. Now let us see the simple grep execution. So you can see we have grep command and filter string, and then you'll have to mention the file name. So let's see this in the terminal. So here we have couple of files. So I'm going to search a filter string that is Unix. I'll search it in sample.txt. So you can see it was able to find Unix in this file and it is highlighted in red. So let us see the alias for grep command. For that you can run type grep and you can see it is alias to grep color equal to auto. So whatever is found, it is going to highlight it with some color, which makes it more readable. Now let us see how to pipe the grep command. So generally we use grep command with pipes, which means we can use multiple commands. In this example, you can see that we are using grep command with cat command, and also we are grepping the file and then using the less command here. So let's see how it works. So let's cat sample.txt and try to grep inside this, and you can see that we are able to grep. Also, you can use it with less command. So let's see that as well. So here I'm going to grep first, and then I'm going to use the less command after pipe, and you can see that our less is executed. Now let us see how to grep in multiple files. So for that you can give your filter string and after that you can mention the name of files. So let's see that. Also you can mention a wildcard character so that you can grep inside all the files. So let's see that. So in the first example, these are the two files where we want to grep our filter string. So let's do it. And you can see we were able to grep inside those two files. Also, you can see that we have multiple files here. Let's say you want to grep all of it, then you can give that wildcard character. So let's grep Unix in all the files. And you can see it was able to find in sample.txt. Also, if you only want to grep inside .log file, then also you can use this wildcard character. So let's say you want to search error in all the log file, then you can write it like this. So here is star means all the file which is ending with .log. So let's do it. And here you can see the output of the grep. Next is recursive search using grep. If you want to search inside a directory or all the files inside folders and subfolders, then you can grep it recursively. For that, you'll have to give -r option, and then you'll have to give the filter string, and then you can mention the name of files. Or if you want to search inside all the files, then you can mention this asterisk sign. So let's try to do it. So I'm inside U01 and you can see there are multiple folders here. Now if you search error here, it won't be able to search because all these are folders. And it will say that the location you are searching at is a directory. So you'll have to mention -r so that it can recursively search inside those files or folders. Let's try to hit enter. And you can see it was able to search inside all those folders. Let's see the next one. Let's say you want to search as insensitive, then you can mention -i. Let's see this with an example. So here I'm trying to grep Unix in sample.txt. And you can see it was able to grab Unix, but it was not able to grab U with capital N Unix. Let's say you want to search this Unix also, then you can do a case insensitive search. And for that, you'll have to mention -I for insensitive. And this time it will be able to grab all the Unix irrespective of the cases. And you can see it was able to search all the Unix. So this is very useful option when you don't know which case the search string is. For example, you are searching error and you don't know if it is in capital or it is in camel cases, then you can simply use -I option. Next is displaying the count of number of matches. So for that you can use -C option. So with this option we can find the number of lines that matches the key1 string. So let's see how it works. So this time I'm grabbing Unix with -C option, and you can see the number of lines where Unix is present is 2. You can also combine -C with I so that you can count the case insensitively. And this time you can see the number of lines where Unix is present is 3 because it was counting case insensitively. You can use this option in the script where you have a requirement to count number of strings which is matching in the file. There is a one more example we can see where you want to count number of processes which is running with a specific user. So to get the process information, you can use ps command, and here you can use grep with pipe symbol, and you can count the user. So in our case, we are going to see how many processes are running with Oracle user. And you can see the number of processes which is running with the Oracle user is 9. Alternatively, you can also use a system variable to get the username. So let's use that one. And for that, you'll have to give dollar, and the system variable name is user. So it is going to give us the same out because the system user we are using is Oracle. You can also suppress the file name while grepping, and for that you can use -H option. So let's say we are grepping error in all the files, and here you can see it is printing the file name while giving the result. So you can suppress it by giving -H option like this. And now you can see it is not giving us the file name. You can grep a whole word using -W option. So it is for the exact match when you want to search exactly the keyword you are giving in the grep command. So let us try to grep A in our sample.txt file, and you can see it is able to find out A in the different words. But what if you want to exactly match this string with a word? And for that you can give -W. And here you can see now it is only highlighting where it is exactly matching. So next is how to show line number while displaying the output. For that you can use -N option. So let us grab with -N, and here I am searching Unix in sample file, and you can see now it is printing the line number. So it is handy when you want to debug any issue in the file, or let's say you want to see in which line the password is stored. So such cases, this option is useful. Inverting the pattern match. So here we are going to exclude the pattern, and rest of the text will be the output for this command. So let's try this. So let us grab -V, and the pattern is Unix. So you can see it is it has printed the line where we don't have Unix. Next is matching the lines that start with a string. So here we are going to use special characters. So for that you can search like this. So it will search the line which is starting with Unix, and here you'll have to mention the file name. So there is only one line which is starting with Unix and it has printed the line. Matching the lines that end with a string. So for that you can use dollar. Here we want to search the string which is ending with S and full stop. And here you can see there is only one line which is ending with S and the full stop. So the caret symbol is to search for the starting, and the dollar symbol is to search for the ending. Next is search multiple keywords. So you can use -e option when you want to search multiple keywords. So let's try this one. So here we are going to search multiple patterns. So first is Linux and the another one is easy. So these two keywords we want to search in sample.txt, and you can see it is able to search both the keywords. Alternatively, you can use egrep command also for the similar purpose, and using that also you can search multiple keywords. So when you type -a egrep, you can see it is alias for egrep color auto, and here we have the path for egrep. So basically egrep is a scripted version of grep, and it use grep only when we use egrep command. You can see we have a script inside egrep, and here it is using grep command only. So you can use egrep or grep with -e, both are same. Next is get the pattern from one file and search in the another file. So you can have a file where you have all the search patterns, and based on that file you can search in the other file. So let's see this one. So here we have a file where we have our patterns. You can see these are the patterns which we want to search, and we will use these patterns using -f option, and here you'll have to give the pattern.txt, and in last you'll have to give sample.txt where we want to search these patterns, and you can see it is able to search. So it is useful when you have a file where you have all the search strings, for example a CSV file where you have multiple search strings, and you can use that CSV file to find those patterns in some other file like log file or any other processing file. Next is you can print n specific lines from a file. So it is useful when you want to print some lines after your search, or you want to print some lines before your search. And with C option, you can print before and after so that you get more context on the search pattern. After A, B, C, you can see 1 is mentioned. So 1 is number of lines which you want to print after or before, or the context means after and before. So this is useful when you want to see what happened before and after that search string. Let's say you are grepping error keyword and you want to see what happened before that error or what happened after that error. You can use these options. So let's try to search with these options. So here we have a ECID which we want to search in all the files, and we want to print one line after this search. So let's see. And you can see after our search result, it has printed one more line. Similarly, you can use -B1 option. So it will print a line before the search. So here it found our ECID, and this is the line before the result. And let us use C1 also. So C stands for context. It will print one line before and after of our search result. and you can see it has printed one line before and one line after. Though you are seeing multiple lines, but this is only one line, and it is in multiple lines because of our font size. But yeah, it prints one line before and one line after based on the search criteria. If you want to print multiple lines, you can increase that value, and instead of one, you can give any other number. Next is silent grep, and with minus q that stands for quiet. You can do the silent grep. It is not going to give you any result, but you can see result using echo dollar question mark. This is handy when you don't want to print output, and you can use this kind of graphs in your shell script. So let's try this one. So here we have grep minus q, and we are searching Unix in the sample.txt. And when you echo dollar question mark, you can see it has printed 0. So 0 means success. And when you search any other string like my name and do the echo dollar question mark, it will give 1, which means failure. And based on this output, you can put a condition in your script and use it. So this is really useful when you don't want to print anything, but you want to find whether that pattern is available in the file or not. Next is suppressing error. So with minus s, you can also suppress the errors. So let's see what kind of error it is going to suppress. For example, you are grepping this text in the file which is not present. For example, that is sample1. It is going to give a error that is sample1, no such file or directory. So you can suppress this error with minus s option. So I am using that option with minus q. You can only use that option if you want. So it is going to suppress this error. And now when you do echo dollar question mark, you'll see the output as 2 because 2 is for the errors. So again, you can suppress the errors, and that is useful when you want to grab anything in the string, and based on the output you can determine whether that file was there or not. So let us see the extended regular expression. So by default grep supports regular expressions, but for the complex type of regular expression you'll have to mention minus e option. So let us see this with an example. So here I have a sample file. You can see we have lines which is starting with hash. So I want to grab inside this file and I want to print whatever line is starting with hash. So as I mentioned, grep by default supports regular expressions. So you can write a filter string which starts with hash, and you can grab this in sample1.txt. But it will only print one line which is starting with hash because rest of line is having the spaces in front. What if you want to accommodate those spaces and print whatever line is starting with hash? So for that you can add special character for space, that is slash s, and after that we'll add one asterisk. So it means before hash there can be one space or n number of spaces. So let's try to grep now. So you can see this kind of regular expressions are by default supported by the grep. But what if you want to use complex kind of regular expression in the grep, like this, where we want to grab email ID inside email.txt file. So this entire pattern is for the email ID. So here slash b is for the boundaries, and inside those boundaries you can see we have a pattern of mail ID which can have capital A to capital Z or small a to small z. And you can see it didn't return anything because for this regular expression you'll have to mention minus e option. So now let us run this with minus E, and you can see it was able to grab mail ID inside this file. And we can see what content we had in this file. So in the file, you can see these mail IDs are not aligned with the search criteria. That's why it was not grabbed by the grep command, and the correct mail IDs were grabbed successfully. We can also play crossword with Linux. So Linux provide us a dictionary in the default library, and we will use that dictionary and try to grab a word. So let's suppose we have a word that starts with A and it has two spaces, and in the middle it has one word that is B, and it will end with E. So we are going to find this kind of word in our Linux dictionary. So for that you can write a regular expression like this. So grep minus E, the word should start with A, then it can have two characters, then B, then it can have one character in the middle, and it is going to end with character E. So we'll give dollar in the end, and we can search this in user share dictionary words, and you can see we were able to search words which starts with A and ends with E, and in the middle you can see we have a character B. Next is fixed string search. So if you don't want to use regular expressions mentioned in the filter, you can give minus F option. So let's see this one. So here we have a file that is ip.txt, and you can see we have different IPs mentioned here. Let's say you want to grab 127.110 inside this file. So you can see it was able to grab, but as you know, this dot character is for the any character in the regular expression. So let's try to edit this file. And what if we write this number here, and let's save this one. So let us try to grab this number again. And you can see it is grabbing this number as well because of the regular expression. So you can mention minus F option to stop this regular expression search, and it will consider this as a string and try to search. And you can see this time it is not searching the other number because the regular expression was disabled. Next is search inside compressed file. So if you have a gz or gunzip file and you want to search inside that file, you can use zgrep. So let's see this one. So here you can see we have a .gz compressed file, and let's say you want to grep inside this file. So you cannot grep directly inside a compressed file. So for that you'll have to grep with gz option, and you can see it is able to grep. So guys, that's it for this video. In this video we have seen tons of different options which we can use with the grep command. You can use all these options and variants of grep in your day-to-day operations. If you found this video helpful, please like my video, subscribe my channel, and hit the bell icon for the further notification. And don't forget to leave a comment so that I can bring up different topics for you. Thank you.